The man's hands possessed an extremely high temperature, but he was not harmed instead. His hands became exceptionally strong and gained the ability to melt anything in a matter of seconds. He could no longer control his hands. Realizing the danger, he took a medicine bottle from his pocket, hoping the drugs would suppress the high temperature. But his hand, now out of control, melted the bottle. The bottle shattered instantly and the pills spilled everywhere. He now had no other choice. There was no antidote left. Inside his body, energy continued to gather. His arm began to swell, turning red and hot. He uncontrollably swung his arm, destroying everything in the room. Ultimately, he calmed down to figure out the reason. He drove with his daughter the next day to find answers. He suddenly felt an unbearable pain in his arm. He gripped the steering wheel, but his hand melted at Dad. Oh my God, Dad. Fortunately, they were not seriously hurt. His daughter anxiously asked what was happening, but her father said he didn't know the reason. However, the sounds from the distance were getting closer, and they had no choice but to run. Ultimately, the man was caught. It turned out he was a wanted superhuman. The police had found their whereabouts, so they had no choice but to run. The man used his superpower to melt a wall, and all the superhumans successfully escaped the police's pursuit. But he hadn't gone far when the police appeared behind him, his infected arm clearly visible. The police thought they could catch him. The man, however, was out of time. "Don't move, you looking for your beauty friends, huh? Shut up, shut up." His family was also wanted by the police, and they were in danger. The man secretly went to the back of a house and, using his superpower, instantly created a huge hole in the wall. His wife and daughter had a chance to escape the police's encirclement. But where could they run? The man was desperately smashing a coconut against a rock because he had been trapped on a deserted island for many days. With no food or water, but wild coconuts are extremely hard. He picked up a stone and hit it with full force. But instead of the coconut breaking, the stone shattered into pieces. One of those pieces became sharp, like a knife, which he started using as a tool. After great effort, he finally drank the coconut water, but that alone could not fill his stomach. He decided to catch fish from the sea for food, but he had lost his shoes during the plane crash. When he stepped into the shallow water, sharp coral cut his feet. So he tore his pants and made simple cloth shoes. Then he climbed a hill hoping to find help. But when he reached the top, he saw nothing but endless ocean all around. Just as he was losing hope, he spotted something near the shore. It was a person. He ran down and swam toward it. But when he got close, he realized it was his dead co-worker. Controlling his sorrow, he pulled the body to the beach, took the man's shoes and tried them on. They were a bit small, but he adjusted them to fit. He also found a flashlight that still worked. He buried his friend, carving his name onto a stone. That night, he sat looking at his wife's photo, the only thing keeping him alive. Soon, the coconuts were almost gone, and he started collecting dewdrops from rocks. One drop at a time, another night passed in hunger with no sleep. Suddenly, he saw a light far out at sea. It was a ship. He screamed with joy, but the ship was too far away. No one could hear him the next morning. He planned to take his life raft and reach the ship, but a huge wave knocked him deep into the ocean. The raft was punctured, and his feet were injured again. He crawled back to camp, but now even the dew had dried up with no choice left. He looked at the delivery boxes that had washed up with him, the ones he had avoided opening. Finally, he opened the first box. Inside were some videotapes. The next few boxes had useless items, a volleyball, divorce papers, and a pair of roller skates. But when he saw the sharp metal edge of the skate blade, he used it to open a coconut easily. Another box had a long dress. Maybe it could be useful now. Only one box remained when he was about to open it. He noticed a symbol of wings drawn on the side. He stopped thinking maybe the wings meant hope, so he decided not to open that box using the roller skates. He cut the dress into strips and wrapped his wounds. Then he turned the dress into a fishing net and used sharp sticks to catch crabs. But eating raw food was painful, so he needed fire. He tried to light one by rubbing sticks together the old way. He worked all day and night until his hands were bleeding, but not a single spark appeared. But after calming down, he noticed his handprint on it. That gave him an idea. He drew a smiling face on the ball and named it Wilson. On that lonely island, the man had finally found his first friend.